back to Changing Greers. We got a little different this year. Last year we did a couple guests, but this year we got a guest here, Kip Ioane. It's great to have you here. And we'll just start it off with, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, appreciate being here, gentlemen. Kip Ioane, head boys basketball coach here at South. First year, not my first year coaching. You know, I've coached for 22 years, all of it at college level until this year. So I've been learning right alongside the players, you know, learning me. I've been learning South and learning all the ins and outs of high school coaching, but really excited to be part of the school. Great group of young men we're working with, and now I'm here in the big time with you guys. I feel like I've made it, right? No studio shows at D3. This is big time.
Big time. I'll just start off. What are some of the differences you're noticing right away coming from college?
Ooh, I mean size in general, right? Not a detriment to any of our guys. We're very competitive. We play with a lot of energy, but just in general, in college, you can recruit to a certain level of size. So just the size, but. I will say the positive on the high school side is the younger kids, and I know you guys feel old, 14 to 17, right? There's a lot more positive energy. College guys are sometimes a little too cool for school or into their own routines so much. They're used to being the man, and now so there's a little more positive vibes. Not that my college teams didn't have great people too, but the first day of tryouts through, there's more juice in the room, so to speak. And maybe it's just because we have so many more people too. Like we've got 3 teams, so it's not just 15 dudes; it's 36 on any given day. So there's more energy, more people around.
Another question, how have you been preparing the team for this upcoming week of games?
It's been an interesting schedule. Tryouts was a hard, there's no equivalent to that in college. Like in college, obviously you're telling kids roles and maybe there's some travel team decisions you have to make, but there's no cutting once you recruit. If you want them, you got them.
Right.
It's really, really hard to cut 30 people. It sucks, right? We had 75 kids try out, and you want to respect everybody's attempts, right? Because putting yourself out there is scary, even if you're good or not good. So once we got done with tryouts, then we had like 48 hours till the red and white night scrimmage. So it was kind of rapid fire install. Luckily, you guys know Coach Van Loo's on the staff, so we almost not as intensive as a football install, but trying to get, what's the balance of, we need reps in what we're really good at, and I want to expand the stuff we're running.
Right.
So trying to figure that out, and I guess we'll find out tonight with the Jamboree how it's gone. But to the guys' credit, eager to learn, eager to ask questions about, Coach, this part doesn't make sense, or let's do the out-of-bounds plays again, Teague and Scott. But for the most part, a really good group trying to help each other learn all the new Kip stuff.
Right.
Because it's all brand new.
Would you say like you have to rush a little bit more? Like there's less practice
feels like
time
it. Yeah, it definitely feels like it. Yes. College, I'd say we probably had
more of a job,
11 to 12 days and more preseason stuff we could do. So absolutely, for me, it feels slammed. I don't know how the guys feel. I feel like, and luckily I have a great staff, including Van Loo, Kyle McNally, Solomon, Bryson. Like, guys, am I putting in too much? Should I scale back? And some days the answer's been, yes, stop there. Their brains are exploding, and other days, no, Coach, we're in a good spot. Let's do that. Let's add that wrinkle, or let's talk about that new shift defensively. And like I mentioned, it's really a credit to the players here, listening to the new guy every day, and trying to figure out what this new coach wants, because how we play is completely different than how they've played in the past. New words. I mean, you guys know with football, terminology, like something they know is a flare. Maybe last year was called a fade, and just that simple trick is.
Just got to learn it all.
Exactly. So excited to test it, right? And see what happens.
That's the fun part.
Yeah.
We went to the red and white night. It seemed like you love to play fast.
Yes.
Just tell us a little about like how you.
Yes. No, I'm glad you saw that, because that's the vibe we want, right?
Yeah.
I think basketball is overcoached in a lot of ways. I think basketball, basketball coaches are jealous of football coaches because they get a call every play.
Yeah.
They get a huddle and they get to have influence. Basketball, you really don't have as much influence because it's continent. It's constant. So I think it's more exciting for fans. I think it's more exciting for the players. I think we can play more guys if we ask them to sacrifice all out for 3 minutes, and here comes your sub, and you're coming right back in. So if you watch us, I hope you leave like you did, Ben. Man, they trap everything. Man, they run and sprint, and you can't really, if we're doing our job, you shouldn't be able to run your offense against us. Now, you might score, but you're going to score in the ways we're willing to accept. Fast break, press break, rush shots. Like if you make a bunch of rush bad shots and beat us, I will shake your hand.
Right.
Yeah.
But I don't want to guard sets. Coaches in this league are really good. Coaches in high school are really smart. If I let them run their 47 pass, 14 screen action,
Yeah.
it's probably going to work.
Right.
So we don't want to let that happen. And we don't have any height. We have strong, athletic, competitive dudes, but we are 6'3" and under when we run out there.
Yeah.
So we got to play that way. And to our guys' credit, they've really adopted together and everything. So we got to rebound together. We got to play defense together. We got to move the ball together, and we got to shoot a lot of threes.
Yeah.
But that's exciting. That's
Right.
2024
That's fun to watch,
basketball,
yeah.
right? Well, you guys want to
Yeah.
come see that and throw up your hands every time we make it. I told
Right.
them we want to take 30 threes every game. And if we don't, then I'm mad. I'm not mad at kids that miss threes. I'm mad if you were too scared to take it.
Right.
And
And
so let it fly.
Yeah. Did you bring that from the college
I
level?
did. So
You did?
I would also say this, like I would love, as I get more knowledge of the guys after this season and we see the freshmen, we will always be flexible to what our players do best. I think this system fits our guys.
So you're not stuck with one.
Not
Okay,
stuck with
yeah, I
this.
like that.
Yeah, exactly. Like we need more data. We need a season of doing it. But and then I might say, hey, Kip, you know what? This group might have to dial it back 2 steps. Or, you know what? They can do even more.
Right.
But I did run, with the last 4 or 5 years at D3 in college, we ran this type of system. We didn't press as much as we're pressing with this group.
Yeah.
But offensively, the spacing and the kicks for threes, all that is stuff we developed. I don't like to do anything that everybody else is doing, honestly. That's
Yeah,
like
that's a
strength and a weakness, because I like to be different, sometimes just for different sake. But I want people to be like, I want to go watch South because I don't see anything else like it.
Yeah.
and
It's not-
that's exciting.
Can't see that everywhere.
Similar
else.
like football.
Yeah, yeah,
Harris
yeah.
Saxon, you guys are unique to watch. I want us to be unique to watch.
You mentioned the 33s a game. Do you have any other goals for this season?
Yeah.
Maybe the whole throughout the season.
Right,
just-
good call. My overarching goal for the team is growth is the goal, because I think if you keep it at growth, then the scoreboard can't tell us we failed.
Right.
I think if growth is the goal, and we are growing in our ability to play, if we're growing in our ability in the classroom, we're growing as people, how we behave, I think the scoreboard will take care of itself. But I don't want to be in January and it was all scoreboard based, and let's say we can't reach those goals and everybody wants to quit.
Right.
Yeah.
So we keep it there, and I'll let the guys point to, Coach, we want to win the AC, we want to win the conference. Coach, we want to go to the Childs. Those are great benchmarks. My goal, if I think we're growing every day, then I think we're doing our job as a staff.
How do you feel you fit into this conference? I've heard
Ooh.
that it's one of the better ones in the whole entire state.
Well, there's so much size at Sprague and West.
Yeah,
There's
you
a
guys-
lot of size.
How are you going to make up for that?
They're going to have to run with us.
Yeah.
Because if we play a football first and goal, we're going to lose. But if they got to run with us in a track meet, they're going to lose. So I think it's a great league. The coaches I have a lot of respect for. I've known them all, having recruited this league at college.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a bad team in the league. I think North is greatly improved. I think McNary's always feisty. And then West, I think West and South, if there was a preseason poll, they would probably be picked up there.
Right, for sure.
But I think we can be the wild card, and that will be so different from how everybody else plays. I would love if the week you're playing the Saxons, your whole practice was us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just like, this was South, then you're not worried about yourself. You're worried
Yeah.
about us. I think that's a good thing.
Take the focus
Fresh
off
start, and no one knows what you're going to do
Right.
because no one's seen you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that is the difference in high school, because college, all your games get uploaded to a central server, so everybody can see everything you're doing from day one. High school, I'm finding out, everybody hides their film.
Yeah, you gotta make
so
some
you might not
deals.
know us until we come running out there. So we'll see.
How do you attack basketball film? I'm thinking this
Yeah.
for football. We have
Yeah.
it broken down for every play.
Yeah.
We're watching 11 different people, but how?
Right.
Especially you guys, it's fast. How do you?
Yes, great question.
It's not set. and
So I
stuff.
think you start with just the process of getting to it. In high school, I'm learning. So we're lucky enough to have Donnie Douglas from your guys'
Yep.
football
Yeah.
program is our
Yep.
filmer. So there's been certain scrimmages and inner practice stuff that either him or our managers get. Still goes to huddle, like you guys are
Yep.
used to. But yeah, the cut-ups and the clip-ups are different, and I'm still learning the fastest way for me to get it done. One thing I've learned in coaching for 20 years, I can know all the film possible. But if you guys don't know it, doesn't do any good. What am I, the
Right.
smartest guy losing by 60? What does that do for anybody? Right? So we've done it in a couple different settings. We were lucky enough, Coach Pep lets us use his room for a regular, like you guys are used to, classroom, up on the board, keep
Yep.
stopping it. But then I also like to bring a big portable mobile cart down to the floor.
Oh, really?
And we'll say, hey, here's 5 clips. What'd you guys see? That's why we're going to this next section in practice. And then come back.
That's really cool.
So I started that in college. So kind of changing their brains a little bit. Like,
Right.
here we are again, another 4 hours of film. No, it's
those are-
like 5 clips.
those are the best.
And then we go run,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But I do think I'm lucky to have Van Loo with me, because there is some football, how to watch film teaching that he can help me with the guys learning how to do. Because
Right.
we do need to up the amount of time that we the amount of opportunities to watch it. Doesn't mean it has to be 2 hours, but we need to do it more
I've
consistently.
never heard of them watching that last year, so I was just surprised to hear that. I didn't necessarily know that was a big thing in basketball.
Yes,
so.
it is. It is. Absolutely. I have to figure out some shortcuts, like maybe you guys in the tech department, because as you watch it, basketball, you have to clip so fast.
Yeah.
Offense, defense, pick and roll, rotate, trap.
Yeah.
So it's easier if you set up hotkeys on the keyboard, keyboarding skills. But I got to get those done in huddle because right now I'm clicking and it's so slow.
Yeah.
And then it's just me and the dog at 2 a.m. So we're trying to figure that out.
What are you like looking for when you're like?
Yeah, when I'm watching
a best
film,
player, like what?
Alignment, assignment, all out.
Okay, so it's pretty similar to football.
Very similar. And I stole that from my brother, who's a defensive coordinator at Nevada. And I love that terminology because it's simple, but it pretty much, are you lined up right? Are you where you're supposed to be for us?
Yep.
Do you know what the heck you're supposed to do?
Yeah.
And then did you try as hard as you could? We can coach everything else. If those 3 things are messed up, then we got problems.
Right.
But so then trying to train the guys to watch it that way too. So, because sometimes it's easy to just watch your shots. I was 6 for 12, pretty good game. Well, maybe not, So it's a process, but to their credit, very eager to dive into it and requesting huddle shares, and so I'm excited about that.
I'll bring it back here. How did you get into coaching?
Ooh, good question.
You played basketball.
Yeah, so I actually got recruited to Willamette University from Billings, Montana for both football and basketball. And then when I got to campus, I had to keep a 3.75 to keep my full ride. And I was terrified too, I couldn't do it. In hindsight, I probably could have done it blindfolded. But I didn't, I'm 18 like you guys. So I just pick hoops. And so my dad was a coach for 40 years. My mom was a Montessori school principal. So I never thought I'd do it. I loved sports, obviously, but I was like, you don't make any money being a high school coach. What are you doing? But then I just got the bug in college coaching camps. And the only reason I coached camps in the first place was my wife, who was a much better basketball player than me at Willamette. She was going to coach camps, and I was like, well, Kelly's going to be there. I might as well coach too.
Yeah.
But I just caught the bug then. I think I had a 12-year-old team, and they ran a play that we had worked on, and they scored, and I really enjoyed that feeling of helping kids succeed.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that started. So I was a GA at Willamette after I graduated. Then I was an assistant coach at Willamette, and then I was a head. Because I got lucky. I didn't have to do the rat race that coaches do, move to 14 different states for 14 different jobs. I got to learn at my alma mater for 22 years before getting here.
Yeah.
So that was it, man. That was the path.
It's a good straight one.
Exactly.
Yeah,
No, exactly. Sure. Everybody else, I've never even sent a resume in for coaching until here.
Wow.
Yeah, it was all like, I was a Bearcat player, and I was a Bearcat assistant. Then I just got, when my Hall of Fame coach retired, they just named me the coach, and I was 29, and away we go. See what happens.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think this was like only my second coaching interview ever here for the Saxons. So I think I did a good job. Here I sit, right?
Well, we appreciate having you on.
Thank you guys.
Best of luck.
Yeah, thank you.
It's going to be a great, excited season.
See you guys in the front row. Yes.
Oh yeah, you'll
I'm
see us
excited.
there.
No shirt. We got our red
Oh
South
God,
paint.
here we go.
Our red body paint.
I
We
love
got it all
it.
for you.
Yeah.
I love
Well,
it.
we're excited.
Thank you.
Ready to see the run.
Thank you
Appreciate
guys.
having on.
Appreciate you.